The following is the extract of a course linked in the description.
Hello guys, this is Krishna. On this new video, what we're gonna see is how you can make music using Midi, how you can compose a track with Midi files. So the first thing that we're gonna see is what is Midi. You probably already seen that, but maybe you didn't really know what it was. I'm just gonna come up here, Google Chrome, and I actually have a tab over here where I actually type what is Midi. And Midi is actually the language that all the digital musical gear are speaking. So they speak the same language. If the digital, Midi allows them to speak the same thing, right? So with that, with the Midi, you can actually have Midi files that different plugins can all play. It's gonna all play the same thing. So for you now to be able to get Midi, you can have it on your own. So basically, a lot of FL Studio, what is happening there? Basically, you have two types of files. A lot of times that you're gonna interact with is either gonna be an audio file or it's gonna be a MIDI file, right? So, for you, where can you get those MIDI files? Or let's start with where can you get it and how can you use it? You're gonna see online, depending on what you're looking for, there will be some people that sell packs of MIDI files, right? And you could go ahead, purchase those packs. Basically, it provide you with a set of melodies already provided to you. It makes it a little bit more easier. It's a lot. It's slightly easier to use that melody provided, and you can tweak it and maybe add your own and get going, right? What I would probably recommend, um, I think to start, I think the basic plan of Splice, if I'm not wrong, is about let me just open it here, um, in an incognito uh, window. And if I try to look for prices, do they have it somewhere here? I should have found it before, but I do believe it is about $10 a month that you pay for it. I'm just trying to see if I could quickly find it, but those guys, I don't know why they hiding those prices. It should have been there for us to just see it right away, but it seems like you need to go through a lot of different hoops over here just to see what it is. Anyway, it is about $10, the the basic plans, and it gives you an amount of credit, and you could do certain things with that. So with the basic plans, you have access to sound on Splice, that will be audio, but you also have access to MIDI files as well. So if we come up here to sounds, so this is where I am right now, and at the moment, Splice is recommending some packs over here for you. Where we're gonna go though is if you just look over here at the top, we just want to look for packs that have MIDI files attached to it. So if I click over here, now the packs that I hold here come with some MIDI files in it. Okay, so if you see over here, it does provide you with a little bit. It does provide you here with the genre of the pack, right? So we're gonna go with this one, the alternative trap over here. I'm just gonna click on it, and the way it is structured on Splice, basically, if we come up here at the bottom over here a little bit here, you're gonna see we have some extras that have been provided, and this one, if you look at the extension, is going to be that MID, which is the extension for a MIDI file, and it does say over here MIDI format, MIDI melody. Okay, so this is where you're gonna see basically that pack come with some MIDI files, but as well a little bit below here, you're gonna find that we have audio. So if I click here, we have audio as well. But for what we want to do, we're just going to focus on those MIDI files over here. So if I come up here, I'm just going to expand it, and you see we have different MIDI files available here. So the MIDI files that are available here, if I play it, I'm going to play one. So that's definitely not bad. It's already a melody that's already well composed there, and you could use it if when you listen to it, you see a way to finish that song. This is where you could go ahead and use it. So the only thing to keep in mind is the sound that you're hearing here, which was a little bit of a piano synth kind of sound, is not what you're gonna hear because MIDI don't actually have a sound that comes with it. It's just notes basically, right? So that sound you're not gonna hear. If I listen to another one over here, so that one as well. So any of those MIDI files that you see over here, Splice is providing some sounds for you to listen how the notes are playing, but those instruments are not. That's not what it's gonna sound because you're gonna use your own instrument to play it. So when we happy with one, let's just say we go with this one over here, we're gonna come up here and we can download it. One thing to keep in mind is for a lot of things on Splice, MIDI files, presets, they tend to cost a little bit more credits. So right now you see over here I have 407 credits. That is because my credits are rolling over. I'm not using everything. So with the $10 that you're paying with Splice, I think you get, I can't remember, I think it's about 100 credits per month, something along those lines. And basically if you're not using everything, it just carry over to the next month, right? So over here you see for the MIDI is using 3 credits, but if I go down here and for the audio, you're gonna see it's only 1 credit that is gonna be using. Okay, so let's go over here and let's go ahead and use those ones. This will use 3 of your credits. I'm okay with that. It did download and it is available here. You see over here we have the same name. This is what we have here. If I open this right now, you see if I wanted to play it, it doesn't play because it's not an audio file. It's just MIDI. It is a MIDI file. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go back here to FL Studio, and with that, because I have the MIDI file, what I can do is I can open any instruments that I basically want, right? So I'm gonna come up here. Which one I'm gonna select? Yeah, let's go with that one. That's fine. um, and now so I have this new instrument that I have provided here, and what I can do now is just come up here and drag and drop this MIDI file over here, and we have all the notes that are provided for us over here. Okay, so if I play it, you're gonna see, so you just need to pay attention because the sound that's gonna come up here, the sound that we're gonna hear is gonna be the sound of the instrument that we're gonna hear over here. So let's go ahead and do that. So you see, it doesn't sound the same thing as what we had there. And the other thing that we can have as well, if I go over here, if I change it, let's just go with the Juno over here. Okay, so let's play it. This one is a little bit closer to what we listen to. So if I go back over here and try to listen to it again, so a lot of that as well, I think, has to do with the tempo. So what I'm gonna do, So I think it's playing around this. If we're trying to, it seems to be really, it seems to be really different from. It seems to be really different for some reason. I don't think it's playing the totally the same notes that we had there, but basically that would be the way that you would be using that. But the thing with now having the 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 notes over here is you can customize it, right? So you could decide to maybe, so what we're gonna do over here, I'm gonna select this, and basically I'm doing sorry, so I'm going to select all of this, and basically I'm pressing command on a Mac, and I'm on the pen over here, I'm selecting everything. And what I'm going to do is I can, let's say maybe I'm going to put it one octave higher or one octave lower. So with that, for me to do it automatically, I just play a little bit easier shortcut is to come up here, command and up, and you see over here it does move. So if you look at the last note over here, the last note is on C sharp 5, and if I move it up, it's now the last note is going to be C sharp 6. I can move it down, whereas it's C sharp 5, and I can move it down again, it's going to be at C sharp 4, and everything is going to play a lot lower, right? Or I can put it here, it's a lot higher. You could also maybe just change everything the way you want to. The thing with that is once you maybe, let's say you really happy with what you have here, you could also export it back into Midi. That allows you to maybe keep that MIDI file as a reference. Maybe you're gonna use it in another song, or maybe you want to use it as send it to a friend. So the way we do it, just come up here to the arrow that is on top here. We go to File. We go over here to Export as MIDI file, and I'm just gonna click there, and I just need to select where I want to have it, right? And I'm just gonna say MIDI file test, for example, or MIDI melody. I think that works a little bit better. And you're gonna see over here the file format is automatically gonna be MIDI, and I can just save it. So this one over here, that the melody that we actually exported. So if I go over here and I create, let's say, another one over here, and I just export the one that we had there, you're gonna see that this one, the bass note is C sharp 5. And if I create another new one, let's go with the flex over here, and this one, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna select that MIDI that we had there, that we have here on the desktop, the one I just created. If I drag and drop this one and I'm trying to open this one, you're gonna see that it keeps the changes that we had made there for it to open on C sharp 6, right? And from here you could go and maybe work on a better song from here. Okay. So this is what I wanted to show you on how you can use those MIDI files to generate ideas, how you can tweak them, modify them, save them, export them, so you could reuse them, and basically, so it helps you to make a track. So this is what I had. If you have any question, feel free to let me know. But yeah, this is how you use MIDI files.